Kuwait Investment Company has been in existence for 50 eventful years. How has the company changed and evolved in that time?
Well, probably as you know, KIC or Kuwait Investment Company was established the same year that's independence of Kuwait, 1961. From 1991 until 2000, year 2000, a lot of issues happening at that time. Probably one of the major issues that's because KIC is owned by the government, decided to merge with other investment companies, second investment company in Kuwait called KFTCIC, both owned by the government. They decided to do a merge between them and spent probably more than 6 years to do this merge. And that time, after the liberation of Kuwait from the invasion of Iraq, KIC didn't do much of work most of the time at that time. It was really difficult and uncertainty for the company at that time. So we could say that from 2000, it's the company, after the merger and everything, came back to the market.
Of course, the liberation of Kuwait was a major landmark in the company's history. So what's been the company's approach to dealing with major shock events like that?
Well, we have really highly qualified staff in KIC, dedicated and loyal to the company. Actually, they really made a lot of efforts to restructure a lot of issues to really stand against all these shocks. Also, has been the first investment company in Kuwait and been investment arm for KIA, for the government. We had really a good assets for a long time, some of assets more than 40 years. Now those assets really generating a lot of income. We had really good affiliates and subsidiaries like Kuwait Cleaning Company, like National Hotels in Bahrain, International Fair Company, KIC Brokerage, and others.
So having survived that major crisis, along recently came the global financial crisis.
Yeah.
How did that change the economic landscape of the Middle East region?
Well, it really affects the Middle East region. Actually, really changed the whole investment culture of most of the people in the Middle East. You used to have a really higher return, higher risk, going forward with a lot of guts. After they lost a lot of money and make a lot of losses, now they change their thinking or investment culture. In KIC, thank God, we didn't really, we've been affected, but not that much, because we have really a strategy, probably a long time, more than 10 years. We're not really speculators, we're not conservatives. We are more like rational investors. We follow the rational investments. We don't want just jump on things that we always consider our customers, our clients on that.
As chairman and CEO, you're the guy at the top taking responsibility. What's it like to lead a company through such difficult economic times?
Well, to be honest, as I said, I wouldn't do it without my colleagues, without my staff. We work together as one team. We put all the problems and all the solutions, and we go ahead on that.
How do you see the state of Kuwait's economy developing in the years to come, and KIC along with it?
Well, Kuwait economy, it's slower than it should be. I mean, all the factors giving us to be faster, but it seems like we're really slower than should be. That's why we're trying to, like most of the companies, trying to move to the other region, those whose decisions are faster and the investments opportunities is much higher.
So the future involves reaching out to the GCC countries and other territories?
Yes, exactly.
What does that mean in practice for KIC?
Well, it means instead of exporting to be exporting capital, we need to import the capital as a Kuwait state. We need to have most investors come to Kuwait to invest, to increase our economy, increase our opportunities. Here in Kuwait we have a lot of opportunities to go ahead, but because a lot of regulations and things happening in Kuwait really make us going in the region, in the Gulf and others, for those countries who are easier in regulation, easier in investment. But if we see the world now, most of the Middle East, it's really a hot issues, and you need to consider and you need to relax on that, and you need to be very sure because the uncertainties for most of the Middle East countries now.
So you have to weigh these tremendous uncertainties when you're dealing with investment in the Middle East.
Exactly. We have to do that. We have to, even those stable countries, we don't know what's going to happen with it. That doesn't mean we ignore all the opportunities, because some of our investments are long-term investments. So I think if we go ahead and look to these countries to have a long-term investment, we might go for it.
So even in a complex situation like we have in the region at the moment, there are still opportunities if you think of the long term.
Yes, if we think as a long-term investor, there are a lot of opportunities all over the world in the Middle East.
But Al-Subai, thank you very much.
Thank you very much for this opportunities, and thank you. I'm looking forward for another time, inshallah.